Hello, psychologists. This is going to be work for our next unit. We are done with Unit 2, all about theory. So, in review, especially for students who started, just recently, we talked about psychoanalysis. You can see that here. We talked about behaviorism and humanism. I'm not sure why the video is not loading. Today's the flood day, so I don't know. Maybe that was the reason. Here is the pragmatic school, all about cognitive therapy and cognitive theories. So let's look at this week's. We're going to go on to the next unit. So this is going to be Unit 3. And so we're going to go to Quarter 1 still. Unit 3. So after I'm done talking about this, you'll see the asterisks move from psychological theories to the biology and structure of the brain. We're going to be talking about a couple of essential questions. One is, what is the difference between the child, the teen, and the adult brain? And how do these differences affect behavior and personality? And so you're going to be doing a couple of things. One, you're going to demonstrate the differences in structures between a kid's brain, a teenager's brain, and an adult brain. And you're going to understand how those differences affect people's behaviors and personalities. And then number two, you're going to be able to conceptualize a model of the brain. So you're going to actually be figuring out what parts of the brain do what things. What part controls breathing, what part controls your conscious thought, what part controls language, what part controls memory, all that sort of thing. And then you're going to make your project for this unit is going to be to make and label the structures of the brain. So you're going to make like a little diagram of it. And you can use an actual physical object. Some people have used like a cantaloupe. Other people have used like a piece of paper that sort of folds apart or has little flaps that you can look at. Some people made an electronic one. Some people did it kind of like as a PowerPoint. So whatever you want to do. We'll see that in a sec here though. So our essential questions, like I said before, were what is the difference between the child, the teen, and the adult brain? So that's what we're going to be exploring. And then how do these differences affect behavior and personalities? So work for week 1. Look at this. We got a nice big brain there. Whoa. Watch the webinar for this week because we have one holdover from the psychological theories, and that is our giant test over all the theories. So make sure that you watch the webinar because what we're going to do in the webinar is review all the theories. And we'll talk a little bit about the structure and function of the brain if we have time. Hopefully we will. So in order to study for the test, what you want to do is make sure that you have done all your schools of thought. Okay? If you've done the 4 schools of thought papers, then what you have is an easy way to compare each school of thought. You're going to need that for the actual test. Okay? So what we're going to do on Friday is we are going to talk about all 4 theories, their differences, their similarities, where they came from, all that sort of thing. And then what will happen is that you'll be taking the test next week in class. Okay, so what happens if you're a virtual student or if you are a part-time student in another school? The answer to that is email me and I will send it to you. Okay, remember you can get my email right here, or you can go through the links in the contact info and find me in the contact folder in right above where quarter 1 is, but this is the easiest place. It's right there. Okay, so we're studying for the test. We're going to take the test, and we have one other assignment that we're going to do this week, and that is to do a brain map. So now you're going to need to create a product that is going to show the different parts of the brain and what's responsible for what kind of function, right? So where does breathing take place, and what part of the brain is involved in feelings and emotions, and what's the part of the brain that is involved with language, and that sort of thing. Okay, so in order to help you out with that, I have a video here about the structure and the function of the brain. So you could take some of the ideas from this video and apply it to your model, whatever you want to do. And so you have a bunch of ways to turn it in. You could make a Prezi. Some of you did that with the famous psychologist, and that's great. Prezis are cool. I like Prezis. You could do a PowerPoint. which is totally fine. You could do a physical poster of something, like maybe you want to draw the brain. So, you take a picture like this and you draw it out, and then you draw little, I don't know, like lines that go to it, with labels and everything. That would be cool. Um, I had somebody last year make a really cool brain that was like a poster size brain, but then it had little flaps on it that you could open up and close, and inside the flaps would be labeled whatever the part of the brain was that used, that was involved in speech, or that was involved in sight or taste or whatever. So it was pretty neat. I like that. So you have some freedom there to do whatever you would like in terms of the project, okay? But you want to use the video to kind of help you out, get you started, okay? And feel free to do any sort of research you want to do about the brain and its functions in order for you to, um, be able to do the assignment, okay? So I was waiting for it to load here, If we click into the brain map, come on, brain map. There we go. You're just going to drop it right in the Dropbox when you're done, okay? No one's tried a sculpture yet, which I think would be cool, like out of Play-Doh or something cool like that. So, get creative and do kind of something fun, whatever you kind of want to do for the brain. This is your chance to make something cool. And that is basically it for the week. You have the brain map here, and then you have the test. All right, so those are the two big things for this week. The test counts for a whole lot of points, obviously, because we've been working on it for, what amounts to, it'll be 4 weeks at this point, the end of this week. So, we've been really working hard on this, studying all the theories, talking about the differences and similarities. So this is where all of your work, if you've taken good notes, all of your work will come into play. Because guess what? You can use your notes on the test. You can use your schools of thought on the test. But I would like to see you take it in class. Or if you're a totally virtual student, then I need to talk to you via email. I'll send you the test via email and some instructions about how to do it without cheating. All right. So you guys have a great week, and stay dry. I know today is a day full of flooding and that sort of stuff. So hopefully Friday is going to be okay, and the weekend will be all right. But be careful, and if you need me, make sure that you contact me. My email's right down here. My phone number is right here too. So call or text or email me. All right, guys. Have a good week.